Hello everyone, this is Bentley. I'm in front of my retirement tank today. We're going to do some quick testing. Aquarium Co-op has a brand new air pump. It's really just in its initial stages as far as supply is concerned. And we're going to test it against a tried and true, well relied upon pump that's out of the industry, the Tetra Whisper. So these two guys right here. The Whisper and the Co-op pump is literally so new it's not even in their signature green packaging yet. So, let's talk briefly about what this is going to entail. This is not a full review. This is kind of a let you decide for yourself. What we're going to do is test these side by side in a couple of different conditions. One with a foam pad to kind of silence, one without on top of a plastic tote so it'll make some noise. We're going to compare using the microphone on my camera just to kind of hear how much noise is coming through. We'll use the USB Nano from Aquarium Co-op a couple of times just to give you an idea. And then we're going to do it with a airline on and an airline off. And then we'll show airflow actually inside the tank. So, let's get to it. Okay, here we are with our competitors side by side. We have the Aquarium Co-op battery backup included air pump and the Tetra Whisper 40. And you can even see this is so early in the Aquarium Co-op pump that they don't have their fully defined packaging and all that stuff. So this is one of the early models. And then of course the Tetra, super commonly used. I think pretty much everybody's familiar with the Tetra Whisper air pump. What we're going to do is do a kind of short comparison test of just how much noise it makes, visibly how much air it pushes, and just kind of get a initial sense of product quality, if you will. This isn't a full review, but we'll dig in. Let me get these things out of the box, and we'll take a look. Okay, here we have both pumps out of the box. Just from a comparison, you can see the Co-op pump is way smaller compared to the Whisper 40. I'm not sure if it's designed to compete directly against the Whisper 40. It's just such a common air pump, and it regularly goes on sale. I bought a bunch of these when they were on sale, but that's why I'm doing this comparison. You can see we've got just a standard cord on the Whisper, and then we've got the USB style cord similar to what is used on the Nano air pump from Aquarium Co-op. And now with both pumps flipped over, we can see there's a rubberized feet on both. It's a much softer rubber on the Aquarium Co-op pump, and then on the Whisper you can see there's a little white dot. That's a kind of a filter, if you will. It's basically like a ton of packed filter floss or some super fine pad. And the Co-op has a clip so you can hang it very nice and simply to help reduce any audio issues. And now what we'll do is we'll get these things in power, and we'll do a couple of tests. First, we'll do a test without any line or airstone attached. Then we'll do another one where we use the same length line and airstone. We'll just move the line over between the two to compare the noise out of an airstone. And then finally, we're going to do a test inside a tank just to see how much airflow we're seeing, how much movement we're going to get out of these pumps through the exact same airstone and line. Okay, so I've added a control with the Nano USB pump, and you can see I kind of changed the alignment because the cord that came with the Aquarium Co-op pump is really, really short. I think Co-op addressed this somewhere. If they did, please let me know in the comments. But what we're going to do is flip the microphone around. I'm going to stop talking, and I'll have some testing so you can hear the pumps directly. I might actually have to get the microphone closer, just in case, though. We'll turn this off. Same position. basically can't hear the Nano. let's do this. Now we're going to do this with a little bit of foam to help silence the noise against the direct plastic. Okay, here we are with a Zis Airstone. It's going to be the same line each time. We are starting... Sorry, I had this turned on. We're going to start with the nano USB pump just to get a comparison of airflow. Now, I know this isn't perfect. This isn't calculating liters or anything like that, but just visually, here is the nano USB with the same Airstone, same line, no change in settings. The only difference is which one we plug it into. Okay? So now we'll go from the Nano to the new Aquarium Co-Op pump. Now here's the new Aquarium Co-Op pump. I think you can see significantly more airflow than the Nano USB. So we'll just watch this for a second, as it does purge the line a little bit. Let's just give you an idea of how much airflow is coming through. And now we'll go ahead and turn that off and move to the Tetra Whisper. Okay, now here is the Tetra Whisper. Kind of a violent change there as it gets air at first. But you can see the airflow here. Now to my eye, we're getting a little bit more airflow out of the Whisper. The Whisper is also significantly louder as a pump is concerned, even when we silenced it. And I don't know that difference in noise is worth the amount of airflow. Because the Whisper 40 is designed to handle up to a 40-gallon tank on its own, where I'm pretty confident the Aquarium Co-Op is supposed to do the same. But if you need a lot of airflow, this gives you an idea of what you're looking at with those pumps. So again, we'll go back one more time. We'll turn off the Whisper. And one more time, here's the Co-op's new battery backup air pump. So you can see, definite difference in the volume of air, but you're still getting quite a lot. And one more time, we'll kind of show our control, the USB Nano. And here we are back with the Nano. And the Nano is like silent. You basically don't hear it running at all. Not bad. So, we got the new one. Right? And then, of course, old trusty here. You do the bad thumbnail. So I have to do it like this, right? Stuff. But, you know, the Whisper is designed for a 40-gallon tank. The Whisper 40, as the name entails. It's a much larger pump. It pushes quite a lot of air. And because of the design of these feet, they're a little stiffer. It does make a little bit more noise. Now, when we silence it with the pad or when we had the Airstone on it, it's not quite as loud, which is nice. But compared to this thing, it's way quieter. And, you know, just looking at the airflow alone, this is putting out a pretty good amount of air. Now, some people might say that this is a little expensive, but the thing is, it's got a built-in battery backup. This doesn't. You lose power, this is out. And in some ways, because it uses a standard plug, it actually makes it difficult to set up some kind of battery backup solution unless you're using something like an uninterrupted power supply like you would for a computer. And those are very expensive. We're talking about $150 for a small one. And while that will power air pumps for quite a while, that's a big investment. If you were looking at something that was like $10, kind of the difference in price that gets you to this, to create a battery solution, you'd have maybe some better comparison. But really, there's not an easy one. About the only negative on the first impression that I have for this little guy here is this. I don't know if you can tell, but like here. The cable coming with this initially is not very long. I believe Co-op said, and please, by all means, tell me in the comments if Corey happens to see this. Corey, please correct me. or Randy, whoever. But, you know, the cable's a little short to start with. It's shorter than the one on the Nano, but because it's a standard USB-A to micro, you can find these cables all over the place. If you really want a long cable, you could replace it for probably only something like $5 with a very long, nice braided cable off of something like Amazon. So the real question is this worth it? Just on those base things I showed you, I guys want you to tell me in the comments. I want to hear your opinion, not mine. Okay? I want to know, based on what you've seen so far, without doing any testing on the battery, pulling one of these apart. Hint, hint. We're going to do that very soon. It will void your warranty, so don't do it to yours. I'm going to void the warranty on mine. But we're going to rip it apart and see the internals compared to the same Whisper 40 that I used earlier. We're going to rip one of those open. We're going to look at the internals of that too, just for our own curiosity's sake. But I want to know, what do you think? When these come in stock, are you getting one? Is this going to be your new go-to pump? Now, granted, we haven't had nearly enough time to test how long they last before we start seeing burnout. Do we see a loss of air after a period of time? What have you? But just on an initial impression, I want to know what you think. Do you like what you've seen just in this short video? If you enjoy videos like this, just kind of exploring some new products side by side with kind of the old trusties that are out there, give it a little thumbs up, maybe share it with your friends. All that kind of stuff really, really helps with the Magic YouTube algorithms, and it's free. Best part, help your local YouTuber for free. There you go. The begging's out of the way. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. Maybe ring that little notification bell. That way you don't miss more videos like this. full-on product reviews after months and months of testing. I'm a professional software and hardware test engineer for a living, so I actually kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to testing products, and I put them through some fairly rigorous work. This is about to get some of that. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and stay awesome.